So here's the freshly cut log of Japanese maple. I think the tree is about 40 years old. Hi guys, I'd like to show you a didgeridoo I'm making at the moment. Now, this is made out of Japanese maple. The wood was growing in the ground only a few months ago, but I've actually shaped it, and I've shaped it considerably, reduced it down to quite a narrow neck. It's got about a 175 bell on the end. And what I've done is I've cut it in half, or at least I've cut a section out of it, and I've left the mouthpiece in one piece. And I've managed to cut it with a jigsaw, so the effect of that is I've managed to get a very wavy edge all the way down. And so rather than disguise the joint, in actual fact, because I cut it with such a thin jigsaw blade, the joint is near perfect. You wouldn't really be able to see the joint at all when it was closed up. It's difficult to see here, but it is a very tight joint. So, but rather than disguise it, what I've done is I've rounded off the edge. I've just taken the corner of this all the way down. So when the components are put together, there actually will be a visible line which will be filled with black epoxy. I've used this method before, and it makes the didgeridoo look a little bit different, and I think quite attractive. So what I've done to the inside is I've used the Arbortech and I've scored it all out. This one's got quite a substantial crack on the inside. It doesn't come all the way through, but it makes no odds because my favoured method is to coat with epoxy. So I'm going to give 2 coats of epoxy with black pigment in, which obviously seals the complete inside. And just the way I prefer to do it. I don't like the idea of my didgeridoos being unstable, so it means they can get wet or damp if they're sealed completely. So just thought you might be interested to see what the inside looks like before I finish it off. So here you can see where I've painted the inside with the black epoxy. That was the first coat, and here's the second coat. And here's the bell which I added on the end. It's made out of cherry, as I said. It's quite a substantial piece of wood. I carved it out of a log which I've had for about 10 years. And now you can see I've painted in a little bit of design and extended some black lines to make it all blend in. So here's the finished didgeridoo. It's taken a fair bit of time. I've actually made it with 2 components in the end. So the bottom half is actually an added piece. It's an added piece of cherry that seems to blend in rather nicely with the Japanese maple. Take a little walk around it. I put a little bit of design in a gold metallic paint, and I followed the theme all along my wiggly lines up to the top. I put a little bit more of a design there, and there we have the mouthpiece. Overall, it looks rather nice, I think, anyway.